appears the object has returned tonight for some odd reason. I'm having a hard time holding it still. Again, over a wilderness area in front of my house. If you look, I'll zoom out just a little bit. This is a house across the street, so you can kind of get a perspective of the object. It appears the object this time's further out, but it's still over the same wilderness area. They're back. Check us out. www.paranormalghostsociety.org. It seems to be heading away because I'm zooming in further and further as it's going out. A lot of different colors. It's not a star. It's not a plane. But it is some kind of object of unknown origin. And they've returned. I just got this feeling, and then I looked out over the hill and seen it. But this time it's not landed on the hill or over the hill. It's further back in the mountains. Same object, it appears to be. A round orb-like object with multiple colors. It is December 28th, 2013. 8 p.m. and there's an object in our skies. Pulsating like crazy. The object is much further away than the December 12th sighting. You can see the roof of my house and you can see it shimmering. Whoa, it's definitely ascending, and the object is approximately about 2,000 feet in height. It might be coming in for a landing. It could actually be. The dogs are barking like crazy out here. I can barely focus on it. It's getting too far away. Pulsating has seemed to slow down just a little bit. It's an orb. It's pulsating very fast. Multiple colors. It's very far away. It's a couple miles away, so next time when someone on YouTube asks me how come I didn't go chase it, well, let's see, it's about 2,000 feet in the sky, and it's over a wilderness area where there's no roads or anything but desert, high desert, and wilderness. The dogs are not happy. That's why I looked outside. I looked outside because the dogs were barking, and I came out here, and I said, I was like, holy shit, the object's returned. You can see it. It's the same object I filmed on December 12th, but you can see it's no longer. See how high it is? Here's the house. We're a couple thousand feet up. It's no like previously on December 12th, the object was behind the house because there's a hill behind that house, and it was sitting up on the hill. This time, it's sitting a couple miles back. And it's not landing. It seems to just be hovering, and it's actually moving away. But I was able to at least get a good zoomed-in version where you could see the colors pulsating. Every half second to every third of a second, it changes a different color. So in 1 second, you can have 3 different colors, and in 4 seconds, you can have 12 different colors, making it a very, very unusual object that I'm filming. And, of course, it's getting out of zoom. I can no longer zoom in because it's getting so far away. I also have another UFO video I've not put up. And this UFO video is of something red that beams across the sky, and then it changes into a yellow ball orb or ball of yellow energy. I haven't shared that one, but this one seems to be returning. Every night I've been coming out here around the same time to check to see if it would return. And it appears that the object is very interested in this area. Now, this area is wilderness. It's also, some of it's ranch land, some of it's offbeat dirt roads, but yeah, we're dealing with an object that's nowhere near town. You might not notice it from town. You might say, hey, this looks like a star. Because it's very, from far away, when you look at the object, it's a bright white light. But when you zoom in, and if you stare at it, I could stare at it with my eyes right now without looking into the camera, and I can see the color in it. And no, it's not a star, because you can see it's a couple miles away. It's over a wilderness area. There are ranches in there. There's a lot of high desert. It's the foothills back in there that goes right up into the Sierras, the high Sierras. And the object seems to be doing something different. So let's see if I can slowly zoom in on it. Now you can see the multicolor lights. Much further away than my original video that was taken on December 12th. This time it's December 28th. Same time, objects being seen. There was an article in the Nevada Appeal about this area being a hot spot lately for UFO activity, UFO sightings. The Nevada Appeal refused to interview me for a story about my sighting on the 12th, and I'm sure they're not going to interview me about the sighting tonight. But I mean, this is happening right in front of my house. Even if it's a couple miles away, I mean, you can see, look at when I zoom, you can see all the different colors. This is not I mean, you can see, when I zoom out, you can see this thing is a couple thousand feet up in the sky. There we go. And I'm going to use my roof to compare it so you can see that it's a large object. We're not talking mothership, but this could be a good 30-foot globe up in the sky. It's very bright. That's why we're able to see it from far away. All the different colors. Look at that. How can that be something human-made? How can that be an Air Force jet? How can that be a plane in our skies? It's not. The object, I mean, you guys seen this house, and you've seen the object right behind the house on the hill changing different colors. Now you see the object, what it looks like a couple thousand feet up. And so it's a lot harder for us to get close up on it without trying to It's incredible. I'm sorry it's so shaky. My hands are freezing. It is 0 degrees out, and I do not have this on a tripod. Just hovering up there. It's too far away for me to shine a spotlight. It's too far away for me to drive to it to check it out. There's the roof. There's a huge tree. That's about 75 feet, 65, 75 to 75 feet to the right. And it's just behind the trees off in the distance. And it appears to be moving away, but at a very slow speed. I don't know what its interest is in this area. I know there are cattle, coyotes, rabbit, and other wildlife where it's hovering over. Maybe it's doing some kind of experiment. Maybe they're landing and doing abductions. There are houses up in the woods up in this, for a couple miles from here. Maybe they're landing and abducting people. I don't know. I don't know why they're visiting from other planets or stars. I don't know why they're here. All I am is the cameraman. You know, if I see something strange, I'm going to grab it. It's obvious. If you compare the object with the roof, you can see it's moved since I originally started filming this. I mean, there's nothing like it. There is nothing like it. And all over the world, I've seen other similar videos to mine during the day and night. And a lot of people are getting these multicolor orbs in the sky and strange lights, and nobody knows what the purpose is of them. They don't know if it's some government covert craft, some drone, UFO, flying saucer. But anyways, our area is it's very much a hot spot in paranormal activity. This part is a Sierra Triangle, which starts at Vegas, where the extraterrestrial highway north of that is, where Groom Lake is, where China Lake, I should say China Lake, human base, but some people say aliens live underground underneath China Lake. And so the triangle starts around Fresno to Las Vegas to Reno. And I am in the heart of that triangle, where planes disappear, UFOs are sighted, Bigfoot seen, strange disappearances, strange lights, you name it. All kinds of things happen in the Sierra Triangle. But China Lake, Nellis Air Force Base, and Groom Lake are Air Force bases that have all done and have secretly tested craft, military covert craft, and have all been sites where people have seen UFOs near. Now, we're not near any of those military bases, but we are in the triangle, we are in that belt where UFOs are seen. And I just seen another flash up to the left. I'm not sure what that is. Maybe another object meeting with this one. But people say that there's an entrance underneath China Lake. There's an old story about some underground alien bases underneath China Lake. And we're not anywhere near China Lake, but I've been on China Lake, which talks about caves that enter deep below ground, giant caverns, and people have seen UFOs and things come out of these types of places. So it's not really out of line to say that something strange is going on here. I mean, the Nevada Appeal put out an article that this area has had a lot of UFO sightings, and I tried to write the newspaper and tried to tell them that I am having a wave of UFO sightings where I'm at in northern Nevada. Not only is this the third UFO video I'm filming, there's one I haven't released yet, but I also have a picture of one I took in October, and one last year near here, and one year before. Every year I take a picture of a photo. This year I filmed 3 UFOs all within the past 2 weeks. And I'm zooming in again because I want to try to get the object. There we go. And that's what we got. Orange, blue, purple, violet. It's flashing so fast. And yeah, I could sit here and I could film probably for another half hour this object because it's not hardly moving. It is getting further away, but you get the idea. There's something strange in the skies of northern Nevada going on. And if the Nevada Appeal and the Reno Gazette and all these newspapers don't want to interview me, you're out of luck, because I'm not going to tell you where I'm getting these UFO videos. You're never going to know. You're never going to know the landing site. I have pictures of the landing site. Giant, massive 20-foot to 23-foot diameter circle where it landed. Tonight's not a landing. Tonight's not a visitation. Tonight, this object appears to be scanning a different area of that wilderness. Instead of the hill in front of me, it's about 2 miles back in the hills, just hovering above them. And then behind those hills, you start getting into some pretty rugged mountains, which are 9,000 to 12,000 feet in height. and there's nothing but woods and national forest straight ahead. Because where I'm located at the bend of Nevada, between, you know, the bend that splits northern and southern California, and Nevada kind of squeezes in that little crevice. That's where I live. Right there where the Sierras start to go south, east, and north, which is definitely the heart of the Sierra Triangle. This is hovering over an area that's, like I said, it's woodsy, it's dense, there's some peaks back there that are about 9,000 to 10,000 feet. There's about 3 or 4 miles of foothills before you hit the mountains, and that's where this is hovering. And I can measure its height because I know the elevations around here, and say it's about 2,000 feet up, hovering about 2,000 feet. Now, right now where I'm filming this is about a height of 5,000 feet, and you figure it's a couple thousand feet in the sky, so, you know, you start getting some peaks back there 9,000 to 12,000 feet, and that's what this object is doing. It's hovering right before it enters into the Sierra mountain range. So let's say the object's about 7,000 feet up at elevation. It's continuing to rise. It might be getting ready to go over the Sierra mountain range. Definitely a globe-like object, probably saucer shape. The light, I did not zoom out, it moved away. The light is evenly distributed around the object. I don't think it's a covert craft. I do think that this is something to do with astrobiology, or in other words, life visiting from another planet. Maybe they say some aliens live below our planet's Earth or in the sea, and I think it's coming out and it's scanning this area for whatever reason, studying it, alien invasion, collecting core samples, who knows, but it's very interested in this wilderness area, and the lights have returned 2 weeks later. Anyways, check us out, www.paranormalghostsociety.org. The object appears to be ascending. It's actually safe to say, based on its height, now that I look at it more, it's probably if I can compare it with the peak that overshadows my home, which is 11,000 feet, and I can compare it here, I'd say the object's ascended to about 12,000 feet. And it appears to be looking for something over this wilderness area. It's hovering over an area full of woods. Even though when I zoom in on it, it zooms away from me. I can never get it too close, even on full zoom. It's December 28th. It's after 8 p.m. I spent 2 weeks waiting for the object to reappear. I figured it might reappear if I kept looking at our skies from 7:30 to about 8:30 every night. Tonight, the dogs were barking. The object, when I originally started filming, was a lot closer to my house. Now it's starting to move away. And so I came out here, and what do I see? I see an object high in the sky. I can zoom 50 times in. I can zoom on the craters on the moon. So we know this object's anywhere from 2, maybe even 5 miles away. And so all it does is give off color spectrum. So all we can do is just film the colors and the object, which is orb-like. This is as close as I can get. It's amazing. 3 colors a second. It's probably about 5 to 10 miles away. And sometimes when I zoom in on it, it's like the object just, it rejects my zoom. It's like it pushes further away so I can't zoom close in on it. I should be able to zoom a lot closer. Like I said, I can get craters on the moon. And the object is just, it's just there. You can kind of see it just gave, it moved a little. It's saucer-like. But this is as close as I can get, considering its height and distance. Strange. Very, very strange. If you'd like to interview me, I am a UFOologist. Besides being a paranormal investigator, ufology has to be one of our main topics of interest within the Paranormal and Ghost Society. We are always trying to seek out alien life. This is bigger than you or me. Anytime there's a sighting, it needs to be taken serious. You can see it's fading. It's fading because it's leaving the area. It's getting dimmer, it's getting darker. There you go. It's harder to film. The object is definitely moving away into the mountains. It's heading southwest towards an area, well, southwest would be like Yosemite, Fresno, Kings Canyon, areas that are, Sonora areas that are very high in UFO sightings. This is not a triangle. This is not a government craft or some stealth craft. This is an orb or round object that appears to be just a ball of light just floating and giving off dozens of spectrums of different colors and light. It's not a planet, it's not a star. It's not twinkling, it's pulsating. This is Lord Rick. And this is truly fascinating. Just watching it change colors and just hovering in the sky. It's just like, wow, what could we be dealing with here? And I realize there's a lot of fake footage. But all the work that we do with UFOs, ghosts, Bigfoot, and other unexplained things is very credible. We do honest, reputable work, and if I see something strange, I'm going to grab the camera and I'm going to film it. And it's your choice as the viewer if you want to believe it. You can knock me for being shaky. I don't have a very steady hand. And with it being very cold and my back killing me, this is very hard to do, to be out here filming this object in 20-degree or 10-degree weather, rather. And people say, well, how come nobody sees it? Well, let's see. I live on the outskirts of the wilderness in town. Nobody is going to see this. This is rural northern Nevada. The only people who are going to witness something like this are people like me who are out there looking for this kind of thing. Each day, thousands of UFOs are sighted, filmed, and visiting our planet. And the government wants to keep it a secret because they do not want worldwide panic. Because the real truth behind this is, it's not a matter of if, it's a matter of when the invasion begins. And maybe the invasion already is beginning. I mean, why are they here? What do they want? There's just so many unanswered questions. I'm fully zoomed in now. The object is really moving away. But a lot of governments will not issue full disclosure. We will. The Paranormal Ghost Society always unveils all its evidence. All the conspiracy theories we chase, all the little projects we work on, we unveil everything. And this deserves to be unveiled because it's bigger than you or me. This is an object in front of my home, and it's just hovering there, changing different colors. So it deserves to get national attention. It deserves to be filmed. It deserves to be shared so other ufologists and experts can look at this. And although astrobiology does not really focus on aliens, it somewhat does. Life from other worlds. And if they were to visit here, would it be like District 9? Would we share this planet with aliens? Or is it the other way around? Would aliens come here, see us as cattle, and take this planet for their own because we mistreat this planet? We murder, we steal, we rape, we pillage. There's wars, there's famine, there's disease. That can travel the stars. And so they might want our resources. They might want Earth's resources. They might want to enslave us. Who knows? They might just be scanning the area just to see what areas are worth the resources. If they're scanning a rural area and they're also seeing over major cities like Tokyo, Beijing, New York City, LA, they might just be counting us up. They might just be taking stats. They might be sitting here thinking, you know, there's this many humans that live in this town. This city has 1 million people. They might be trying to see how advanced we are. And they might just be observants. Time travelers, possibly. I mean, the theories are endless as to what they could be or why they are here. Are they here to observe? Are they here to attack? Are they here to harvest for food, energy, to keep their ships running so they can go planet to planet? Is this a stop and go? This is the same object. And it came back 2 weeks later. They're here. They're obviously here. And obviously they're interested in a very rural part of Nevada. And even though there's a lot of small towns around here, you know, all of us rural Nevada people, we carry guns. So it's not a matter of if the invasion begins, it's a matter of when. Because they're making themselves known, and they're doing it on a mass level. There's some cities that look up and see thousands of people see the same UFO, and our government will deny it and say it's a satellite, it's this, it's that, it's a space station, but it's not. The object has moved about to the right. It's heading into the Sierras, but the object has moved about 2 more miles to the right. So it is definitely moving. It's a very slow-moving object. It's fairly large. If I can zoom in 50 times, it gives you an idea of perspective. And it's pulsating. It seems like it pulsates faster the higher it goes. Like when it ascended in my last video on December 12th, the colors started changing 2 colors per second. This is about 3 colors a second. And at times, the colors disappear and then the object turns completely white. Possibly, my theory is that it's doing this to draw away attention from the object itself. Maybe to kind of look like a star, maybe a planet, so that people aren't out here with their video cameras taping something like this. But I know better, and I've been out here for 2 weeks, and I've been looking at the hill where it landed, and tonight over the hill or over the wilderness area, the object is once again back, only 2 weeks later. This area usually is pitch black at night. Over this house, it's always pitch black. But tonight, there's an anomalous object in the skies, and it's making itself known again, but it's much further in the distance and higher up. And so it doesn't belong there. I know my stars, I know my planets, I'm pretty good with astronomy, and like I said, astrobiology, and being UFOologists, we have to keep our eyes directed at the skies at all times if we want to get really good UFO footage or something that, you know, can put the skepticism aside and say, hey, let's look at this, let's analyze it, and let's see if this is bigger than you or me. And this is. Alien visitation is bigger than you or me. It's bigger than me. It's bigger than my paranormal group. These aliens come from millions and millions of light years away. They have the ability to heal every disease possible, cancer, AIDS, stop disease, stop war, stop famine. But I'm afraid that if they were to land in the middle of the city, the first reaction we'd probably do is shoot and ask questions later rather than observe and study. So take this video as a way for us to observe and study these types of anomalous objects in our skies. And if anybody, as I said in my previous video, if you can debunk this, go for it. Tell me what it is, because I've been looking towards the skies out this way. It's been pitch black. And then this object shows a couple thousand feet over the wilderness tonight. And again, it's the same, it's a similar looking orb-like object. This time it's changing multiple colors, and then it'll hold its color to a white, a yellowish white, and then it'll go blue, violet, red, orange, purple, and it'll go through every color. It's amazing. It's brilliant. The problem is a lot of people don't want to take us seriously. They want to judge me for my tattoos, my long hair, that I'm a cannabis advocate, and all these other things. And people should be judging me based on the research and the evidence that I put out. In the last 13 years, I've put out UFO, Bigfoot, and ghostly evidence, all proving that these things are real and exist. And tonight, it's just another cherry on the sundae because, again, we have an object in our skies we cannot identify over rural Nevada. And like I said, the Nevada Appeal has had a major on the front page UFO article, and they had multiple people they interviewed about seeing strange lights and UFOs in this region. And I had wrote that and I said, look, man, I filmed a UFO. I've been to a UFO landing site where we found a 21-foot diameter circle or impression on the ground where it landed. And this is just another video that I can contact them with. And for some reason, they don't want to put out this video in the newspaper. They don't want to interview me in the newspaper. Everyone wants full disclosure. And when you're willing to give it or you're willing to prove it, because the newspaper has no evidence, no pictures, no proof to back up these claims. But what I'm trying to say is that, you know, this is the icing on the cake. This backs up all the stories that rural Nevada and northern Nevada is a UFO hotspot, and we are being plagued by UFOs. And this just backs up the article in the newspaper. The only difference is we got video footage of the object. This is Lord Rick, a.k.a. Angel of Thy Night.